Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Marvel Legends Guardians of the Galaxy Wave Iron Man figure. Now, when this guy was first shown, I had an inkling that he was going to reuse that one Iron Man figure that I hated a whole lot, this one right here, and it did. For the most part, it does a much better job of using it, but as you can see, he uses the exact same torso, different arms, different shoulders, so the arms are completely different. The hands are the same though, and then the lower half is completely the same, mold-wise. Paint-wise, obviously, it's fairly different. Now, if you'll remember, when I reviewed the original mold of this Iron Man, I complained about the shoulders being too low and too narrow, and it kind of gave him a slumped over kind of look. Well, this guy has some big shoulder pads, so that corrects a lot of it, even though technically it doesn't, since the shoulders are in the same place. It gives the appearance of them being much higher and broader, so it actually corrects a lot of the problem that I had with the original figure. So I'm fairly okay with this. I actually kind of like it. A lot of people are hating on it. At least from what I've seen, they don't seem to like it too much. I actually kind of like it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, well, I don't know. I really like the head sculpt, so that's making me like it a lot. I like it. Okay, so let's talk about the figure. He stands about 6.5 inches tall. There's really almost no paint on this guy. He's molded in this red plastic as far as I can tell, and then anywhere you see the gold, it's painted on. I don't believe any of the gold parts are molded. I do have some paint issues here and there, but those would be easily corrected with some paint thinner, or not even bother, we'll see. The red is kind of like a marbled metallic. I wish they didn't use this really swirly plastic that they're using. We saw it in the Ironmonger bath and in the original issue of this Iron Man, which is more pink than this guy, so that's another reason I like this one. But it's really swirly looking, so it's not the ideal. Come on, cat, stop it. It's not the ideal look for me, but it's not bad, especially on this guy. There's not a whole lot of swirling going on. The gold that is painted is fairly solid. Stop it. Hang on. Okay, so the cat was trying to get Gamora's sword, but I stopped her. So now we can get back to Iron Man. So let's talk about the figure. The head is on a ball peg on top of the hinge, which is just a disc. Ah, I moved it. You can't find it now. It doesn't have the greatest range of motion, though. He can't look up very far, which is disappointing. He does look down very, very nicely, but can't look up, so it's a bit of a problem. But we do have the swivel and everything, so if you want to put him in kind of like the hovering pose where he's going to blast downward, that's obvious. I didn't pose him very well, but you get the idea. If you want to have him looking down, you wouldn't have any trouble doing that at all, so that's fine by me. The shoulder pads do just pop off. It's not horribly loose like some of the movie figures were, so that's okay by me. We'll leave it off for now. We have a standard ball hinge for the shoulder. Good range of motion. Of course, you can't do all of that with the shoulder pad on, so that's a bit of a problem, but what are you going to do with shoulder pads? That's the way it goes. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist swivel, and wrist hinge. We have this hand as the repulsor and this hand as the fist. This guy, he doesn't seem to be quite as soft as the other figures. Most of the figures in this wave use that really soft plastic, which is really irritating, even though I didn't think it was going to be. It is. It's still soft, but it doesn't stand out quite as much. I don't know, maybe he's a little bit bulkier, so that's why. But anyway, so we have the ab crunch. Goes forward, one click, backward pretty far. So I mean, you can make him flying, but he's going to have that big arch in his back, so I don't know if that's good or not. The hips are waist swivel, standard waist swivel. Hips are the new Legends style hips, but he can almost do the splits, so that's pretty good. Bring them all the way forward, no problems there. Swivel there, double jointed knees. He has the new Legends ankles, so we have the ankle pivot and the ankle rocker, which does put it at kind of an angle, not ankle, but it's not as bad as some of the other ones, so I'm okay with it. His feet don't look like he's wearing Crocs quite as much as this one, just due to the paint application. It helps a little bit. And then of course we do have the painted repulsors on his chest. Well, that's not a repulsor, but is it technically? I don't think it technically is, but then again it does fire, so maybe it's a repulsor and an arc reactor. Not sure. Gonna have to check up on my comic lore, which I'm not gonna do. Then we have the repulsor there, that one there, and then the eyes are painted slightly yellowish orange like those two things. So it's not by any means the highest painted detail we've ever seen in a figure, but I think it looks pretty good and I'm happy with it, so I have to recommend it. I don't know why people are hating it so much. I quite like it. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.